30, 35, 40. Midfield, McFadden breaks a tackle. He's gone! 10-5 touchdown! Raiders!
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing.
We live. What's going on? I'm back from Las Vegas. I'm back. It's been a minute since I went live, man. I kind of feel weird because usually I do at least 1 or 2 lives a week, and last week I didn't even do anything. But let me get to the chat, man. I miss y'all, man. Hey, Vegas was a good trip, man. It was a successful trip. Met a lot of people in the chat, a lot of people in the nation. Let me. Okay, hold on. I got a special guest here. Hold on 1 second. Let me get to the chat though. Robert, my guy, what's going on, brother? Farrell, up, brother? Viva Las Vegas. Facts, man. I was out there in Las Vegas, man. It was crazy out there, man. You couldn't move with so many people out there for draft weekend. I couldn't even imagine if it was like New Year's Eve or something like that. But Team Raider, what's going on, brother? How you doing? Team Raider, I wonder how old you are. Team Raider, I don't know. Are you a girl? Are you a guy? Hold on. Let's see. Arkham Raider, what's good, my guy, man? Always coming through, showing some love, man. How you doing, brother? Let's see. Let me get through this chat real quick. Freddie says Raider Nation for life. Facts, 100%, man. Hey, man, it was a successful draft. Another home run. Off season for Dave Z. Hold up, let me see. You good? All right. Let me get the one and only. This guy, he to me, in my opinion, he's original. He's one of the most original content creators out there. You guys might know him from the Smoke Out Hour, but let me just say less and add him to the stream. What's going on, brother?
What's good, man?
What's up, man? Where you at, man?
I'm pulling back up home right now, like in 10 minutes. I just I had to go stuff some shoes real quick, man. Make some of that bread back from fucking Vegas.
Man, Vegas is a crazy trip. I know. It was.
Yes, sir.
It was crazy, man. We don't talk about it today. We don't say too much, but let me get back to the chat. OG's in the building. Chronicles of the Black Hole.
What up, OG?
Old man up, way past his bedtime. Salute to the chat. Hey, man, I appreciate you just pulling up, man. It's past your bedtime, man. Oh, God damn, man. Just stay up a little bit. You know what I mean? We're going to talk some football today. Let's see. Problem, my guy. Hey, Problem, man. I got to talk to you real quick because I barely seen you during that trip. Come on, man. We got to talk, man. We were in the same city, man. I barely seen your ass, man. I seen you like the first day. I think. Did you see Problem, Gabe?
Yeah, he did the first live with us.
The first live. Oh yeah, you did a live with him. We just missed each other like a few times. It's crazy.
Yeah, like right when you guys remember when you and Dirty went with us? Remember when you and Dirty went to the hotel with us for a little bit, went into the live a little bit in the first day of the draft? He pulled up literally right after you guys left.
Yeah, we were starving, bro. We were starving. I think we were there for like what, a good hour, 45 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, no. I remember that day. Everybody was fucking starving. I was like, damn. After we hit that live, I was like, fuck, I can't go get some meat.
I can't. When I'm hungry, I get hangry. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But Omar, he says, "What's good, King? Salute to the Tomb Raiders." Facts, man. Hey, I appreciate all the Tomb Raiders, aka the Nation, pulling up today. Milka Beezy, what's going on, brother? How you doing, man? I appreciate you pulling up as well. Let's see. Let me get through this chat. My guy, Raiders Allegiance, man. We was out there hanging out with Raiders Allegiance.
Lunatic!
Hey, man, Lunatic's he's a character. He's a character. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yes!
He's a character. Man, that was hilarious. You know, Dirty put that up on his.
Yeah, I see that shit. That shit, I was fucking busted up when I see that shit. I was like, fucking fool, man.
You know what's funny about that?
Like, I kind of like hid behind that group that was like right when that he has on the video. I was like hiding right behind that group, and when he could just hear reality shit.
Yeah, it's what's funny about it is that like the dude, that video doesn't do it justice. He said that shit hell.
Yeah.
Hell,
Loud.
them females was scared for sure. Like in that group,
Bro.
they were scared of their life.
Bro, I literally like I kind of like jogged out of where I was at. I was like, "What the fuck is happening?"
Oh man, but let's see. Let me get back to the tune. Get back to the chat real quick. Let me see. I think I missed some people here. Hold up. The chat is active right now. Hold on. Let me get back to it. Okay. Hey, my guy Sean, man. This guy, Sean is I don't know what to call him. He's the Adam Schefter. Would you want to call him the Adam Schefter of Raider Nation? Sean's the Adam Schefter. He always be hitting up in the DMs with like hella Raider facts, Raider info.
For real.
Man,
Sean
he's
Johnson?
that dude, man.
Yeah, Sean Johnson, hell yeah.
All eyes is in the chat. Salute to Raider fam. Y'all see our boys Ronald Corey like the Hey man, shout out to Phil, man, for catching that on video, man. Like I was telling him, man, he might have to like change his career or something like that into a commentator, videographer, or something like that. Because literally, if y'all watch that shit, if y'all don't know what I'm talking about and what All Eyes is talking about, I posted a video today from the highlights from the event that Docs threw with the flag football game, and you know what I mean. It was a play that I made. You know, a prophecy was fulfilled. That's all I'm gonna say. Prophecy was fulfilled. I talked my shit and I backed it up. That's all I'm gonna say. Check it out. It's on my channel. It's on my social. But y'all should check. Yeah, Nick. Yeah. I know. It's fire, bro. I had to get it. I had to get it by any means necessary. But I appreciate you pulling up, Nick. But Raiders multiverse. Oh my God. Hey, I appreciate you coming through.
Yeah, nice meeting you in Vegas, man. That was cool meeting you in Vegas, bro.
100%, man. Great meeting you in Vegas. The Raider donuts went fast. I didn't even get a chance to eat a donut, man. They all like went to work on that shit. Man.
I did. Fuck that shit up.
But hey, man, like, it was really good to see people like that put a face to everybody that was in the chat. We actually met people who never really speak in the chat. That was
actually my second time meeting Raiders Multiverse, because I met him at some signing that they were having over here at thing, and I was like, oh shit, you know my name, Raider Gabe. Yeah, that was cool, man. Fucking seeing him for the second time, that was cool.
Yeah, Raider Multiverse, man, you're a good guy, man. Good dude, man. Hey, I appreciate you. Hey, hopefully there's gonna be a next time. I have some plans. I have some ideas. We're gonna talk behind the scenes about like maybe going to certain games where we can meet up with a lot of people, which would be dope.
The Rams game, I told him about it. The Rams game, for sure. I'm gonna hit him up because I got his number too, for sure.
Oh, you said the Rams game? A lot of people go to the Rams game. It's because it's
Cali.
Close home. Yeah, it's close
yeah,
home.
It's Cali. So and it's that away game, so we could all get together for an away game and show the Rams fans how we do.
Yep. Rod says, salute, Farrell. Shout out from Mexico, Raider Nation for life. Good to see you back from Vegas. Oh, man, I appreciate that, man. Always coming through, always showing up from Mexico, too. You know what I mean?
Mexico.
Yes, sir.
Viva Mexico, cabrones. A huevo.
MMB Jersey boy. Salute, Raider Nation, man. I appreciate you pulling up, brother.
Salute.
Linnell, my God, man, out here in Sac the Bay. I mean, you out my way, man. But I appreciate you pulling up, and I'm gonna try to get you that hat that I was talking to you about. I'm gonna talk to you in the DM though.
Oh, I got that hat, bro. But I got it in the other style. Remember how you said they had it in the other style? The fitted. I got that one in the fitted. When we went to the tour.
Sometimes you gotta change it up. You know what I mean? Change it up.
Yeah.
Style, you know what I mean? But Jose Aguilar said it was dope meeting you, brother. Shout out to you, man. Hey, facts, 100%, Jose, man. I was so glad to meet people from the chat and from the nation, just all in one place, man. It was definitely a great time. Let's see. Raiders 805. Salute, Farrell. What's good, my brother? Linnell shouting you out as well. He says, "What's up, Gabe?" Ah, shit. Hefe KC's in the building.
He's gonna start off good, and then he's gonna just fucking go off the rails.
Come on, hey, hey, be good today in the chat. Come on, man. Just keep it civil. Just
Stay
keep it
good.
football.
Stay good. Because he always starts good. He always starts cool. I mean, he's respectable. He's spitting, he's talking shit, but it's good. Like he's talking, that football, shit. And then he goes off the rails.
Right. I mean, I just hope that he doesn't go off the rails today, man. Please. But you can talk your shit though. You can talk your shit.
Yeah, because it's cool having debate like that in the chat. You know what I mean? It's cool having debate like that in the chat. It's just
man. We don't mind other fans to come through and they're talking their football shit and they're backing up their team. It's not a problem. But once you take it personal, then that's where it's kind of like, come on, man. I don't want to keep you out. But hey, so far he's been cool. I think he's been cool in my chat. I know your chat, he might be. I heard he was.
No, he was cool too. He was cool too in my chat, dog. But then I guess some of the moderators too, they don't like him. He just fucking says nah.
Later take over. I'm gonna get into that. What was your favorite draft pick? I'm gonna get into that in a little bit. I just wanted to, say what's up to the chat because I haven't gone live in a minute. Hey, I miss Vegas. You hate that you miss Vegas. All I can do is enjoy it through y'all. Hey, man. Hey, there will be a next time. There will be a next time. No doubt, man. But I appreciate you pulling up. But we got someone in the backstage. You guys might know him as the king of late night. And I'm gonna say less. I'm just gonna bring him in, man. Y'all know who he is.
You know who that is.
What's up, man?
You know who that is. Once you say king of late night, you already know who that is.
Yeah, buddy.
What you do?
What's going on, man?
What up with you, man? What's up, Gabe? What's up, Farrell? How y'all living?
Cool, man. You recovered? You still out of commission?
That shit hurts, bro.
That hammy, dog. That hammy.
Yeah, that shit hurts, bro.
If y'all don't know, let me just give the chat an update. The Tomb Raiders update. Dirty was the winning quarterback. He was the quarterback of our team, man. Hey, man, he was throwing dimes left and right. Man. And I think you hurt your hamstring on a running play.
On a running touchdown.
A running touchdown, not a running play, a running touchdown. That's how we do it in Vegas.
Running touchdown.
Yes, sir. And Gabe, man, you should have played, bro. You should have played.
Game winning. Also, that was game winning. Game winning running touchdown. Yeah, I pulled my hand. So I did it for a reason. It was worth it.
Like you said, Farrell, it's only the first. You know what I mean? It's only the first. We gonna get there.
Yes, sir. Dyson Fierce, what up, Nation? What's good, man? Appreciate you pulling up, brother.
What it do, man? How you living?
Let's see. Let me get back in here.
And yes, man, I do have on the gift that my boy Hammer gave me. Man of his word. You know what I mean? He did send it. He brought it with him.
Hey, that's dope, man. That's dope.
Yeah.
Ruggs jersey, man. I wish, I'm not gonna say too much about it, but that's a dope jersey. I'm just gonna leave it at that. The dope jersey. But Alex Marquez, man, I appreciate you pulling up, brother. Appreciate you coming through, always supporting. But man, since I got y'all, I'm gonna get started because I know there's a lot of people pulling up right now, and they all want to talk about the draft. And it did happen today. I'm gonna really focus on the actual draft. I know we picked up some undrafted free agents, but I haven't really got into it. You guys want to chime in on those players? You guys can. We can have that
Where's
conversation.
the echo coming from?
I think it's coming from Gabe. Is that from you?
What happened?
Do you have it on your car speaker?
What?
It's giving feedback. It's giving feedback. That's all.
That's better. That's way better.
Yeah, that's better. That's way better. But yeah, man. So yeah, I mean the draft weekend happened this weekend. Obviously, we were there. We seen it live, damn near. And how do you guys feel overall? Let's start off before I get into the players, how do you guys feel about the draft overall? Starting with you, Dirty.
In the end, I'm happy. They addressed the needs, that they needed to address. So in the end, I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy in the end. With the final process, I'm cool.
Okay, so you like the draft? You feel like you felt like they addressed their needs?
Yeah, I feel like they did what they needed to do. All that trading back, all that shit bothered me. But in the end, the final result, I'm cool with.
I got you. Okay, all right, Gabe, how you feel about the draft?
Can you hear me good? Is it throwing any feedback or are we good?
No, you're good. You're good now.
I think it's just Dylan Parham. I love that trade. I love that pick. The only I like the whole draft actually. That the tackle in the sixth round, man, that shit was. I like that tackle, man. That dude is big. He's a big guy, man. The first running back is awesome too because it didn't pick up the fifth-year option on Josh Jacobs. Just the only thing that was like scratching like a head scratcher was the second running back. It's like got enough running backs on the roster already. But then again, you see that these guys are just never enough running backs in this offense. You know what I mean?
Right.
And last but not least, I just think not addressing the DBs or like that stuff in the draft. I just feel like that has to do with. I think they have something in mind, or like maybe Honey Badger, maybe somebody like that, maybe coming. Like they didn't address it at all.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna piggyback on what you're saying, and like literally, they focused on D tackle, running back, and offensive line. You know what I mean, like the trenches and the running back room. And for in my opinion, like just looking at the draft, I feel like it was very smart the way they still addressed their needs. Would you say they stay true to what they said? Because a lot of McDaniels and Dave Z were saying all offseason we're gonna basically pick up the best player available. You feel like they went for need, even though there was a better player on the board, or do you feel like they just went for the best player available?
I think they did more for need. I wouldn't say they technically did best player available. I think Strong and Haskins might be better running backs than Zamir White, but we'll find out. You know what I mean? We'll find out. But I personally think those two running backs are better, and they were on the board.
No, I got you. No, I see. In my opinion, I feel like going into the draft, I knew that D tackle was like I was not confident with the D tackle group at all. Like everybody that they picked up were guys that were leftovers. No one that really had any upside. So like I knew that it was a huge need, but it felt like Dave Z. He kind of was like he used the top 30 visits to bring in rookies. He used that as like almost like to throw teams off because he brought in a lot of cornerbacks, a lot of tight ends, some linebackers, but all those positions were positions that he didn't even draft. You know what I mean? He brought in receivers, but he didn't draft. I don't think he didn't draft a receiver. I know they picked up some undrafted free agents, but they didn't pick up any like receivers in the draft. So, in my opinion, I feel like it was very smart. They added a lot of depth, a lot of young pieces. Man, like I feel like before I even speak on it, I'm just gonna pull up this stat right here. This stat right here, not even a stat. It was something from PFF that graded the draft class, which I thought it was very interesting. Let's see here. 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Let me bear with me. I'm gonna pull this up. Hold on. Let's see here. Let's see. Draft class best. No, not this. So what I'm about to pull up right now, can y'all see this?
Yeah.
Warren Sharp, he had like a top 10 list, and they graded the Raiders in the top 5 basically as the most with the 4th best value in the draft class. I thought it was very interesting. And that's not something that you really hear about the Raiders. Usually the Raiders are like the team with the biggest head scratchers when it comes to picks, or like, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of like a breath of fresh air when you see like a list like this where you see the Raiders are in the top 5 best value NFL draft classes. I felt like that was kind of like a good thing to see, especially starting off with Dave Z, his first draft. You know what I mean? To get like the right players, smart acquisitions in the draft. You know what I mean? What do y'all think about this?
It was it's not bad. Number 4, best NFL draft classes. Best value. Yeah, I mean, we didn't have a first and a second, so we got good players. A couple players that slid down the board. You can't argue with that. They finally put some spec on their name.
Facts, 100%. Well, all right. Let me just get into like the first draft pick. Let me just go get into the first draft pick because we're talking about the draft in general. But let's start with the first draft pick. Hold on 1 second. Let me stop sharing this. Let's see. And the first draft pick was Dylan Parham, the offensive guard, and a guy that they are projecting to play center. How do y'all feel about Dylan Parham, the offensive lineman that we just drafted in the 3rd round?
So are they moving Andre James back to guard, or?
See, that's the thing too, because that's like if they're projecting him to play center, if they're going to project him to play center, what does that mean for Andre James? What I think is weird about drafting, I'm not saying that he's a bad player, but one of the things that Dylan Parham needs to do is to add more weight.
Yeah.
And it's like, and Andre James, that was a weakness early on for him. So it's like, are they just not believing in a player from the past regime, or is this like a better scheme fit? But I'm like, hold up, like, I don't know. I'm not mad at it at all. I wanted the Raiders to address the offensive line. We couldn't go into next season with no new talent. Like, I felt like we needed some competition in that room. At least I know a lot of people pointed to coaching, which I agree 100%. But at the same time, like, I still gotta like, I still want to look into this, and I'm like, hold up, this guy's not going to be offensive guard. He's not going to be offensive tackle. He's going to be a center. So the first draft pick is a center, but what are your thoughts on that?
Well, fuck. Center, he's gonna play center. He's already small as it is. But then again, too, he has to be a little bit bigger at guard too. But fuck, Andre James was getting solid, and then you see him putting in the work in the off season. So I don't know how that's gonna work out, or if that's just gonna be like a thing where Dylan Parham is the guy in the waiting pretty much. I don't know if he's gonna be able to take that job right away from Andre James. That's the only thing. He looks small, man.
Yeah, and the thing is too is that like he played tackle in college, and
that's what I mean. Did he even play center in college?
He played center. No, he played offensive guard like last year, his last year in college. But he played well at tackle in college. But the thing is that when you project players into the NFL, that's a whole different ball game. You know what I mean? So, and he's a little undersized to play tackle and I think offensive guard. So like that's why they probably are projecting him to play center. And what was interesting, I'm gonna pull it up right now. I was just looking into this right now. Hold on 1 second. the center from the Eagles, all pro center from the Eagles, he actually made a comment about Dylan Parham about being like pretty much like he thinks that he's a good player. He's going to be a good player. He compared him to the center for the Rams, Brian Allen. So like he feels like he's a good player, but one of the key things was that he was saying that he's going to be a center, Kelsey, and he's a center himself, and he's basically saying this guy is going to probably be offensive guard center, but the way he was like breaking him down, he was like, nah, this guy's going to be a center. How do y'all like? Do you feel like we should move on from Andre James? Is he trade bait at this point? Like,
if he's projected to play center and the regime is feeling comfortable because that's their pick, I think the writing's on the wall for Andre James. You know what I mean? It's like you're trade bait. You know what I mean? Because centers. There's a lot of teams in this league who could use a decent center, and Andre James was. Andre James was getting there, man. Like, he was getting decent at least. You know what I mean? And he was a lot of teams out there that can use somebody like that. So I think they maybe could gain an extra pick. And this regime loves their draft picks, so I think they would even give them up for like a couple draft picks for next year, or a draft pick or two for next year. Late round even.
No, I got you. Let me get to the Tomb Raiders, man. Let me get to the Tomb. I forgot about y'all for a second, man. It's been a minute since I've been on live, so I'm a little rusty. I usually go, like I said, I usually go like once a week, twice a week. But it's a little feedback back there. Yeah, Gabe, it might be coming from you.
You good with that?
Yeah, we're good. Right. Linnell says it's a solid B. He's saying it's a B draft. Okay. All right. Oh, Greg's a little harsher. He says it's they gave us a C plus. Who gave us a C plus? Because I was on.
I know there's some people that even gave us a B plus.
Yeah, like PFF, for example. PFF gave us a B plus. They liked our draft. They said we got a lot of value out of the picks. And then we're gonna get into some of the other picks as well. Milka Beezy says we got Devonte Adams with the first pick. I'm happy.
Exactly. If you add Devonte, then what is the grade?
Exactly. You got to incorporate that in the draft. Devonte Adams. You know what I mean? None of the players that were drafted you can really compare to Devonte Adams because he's the best player at his position. Dyson Sphere says they built up the O-line and D-line. Yeah, they did what they could with what picks they went. Yeah. And this is why I say it was a very smart draft because they're addressing the trenches. They're coming in and they're addressing the trenches. The trenches are a huge part of this team. Like you can't really do anything if you don't have a pass rush or you're weak up the middle or your O-line can't protect or run block. Obviously, we found out last year how that was a huge issue when our team literally couldn't run block. They couldn't block at all at least the first half of the season, it felt like. So they came in here, they added some talent. This is only going to get us better. And that's the feeling that I feel after the draft. And, if you include Adams, A+, facts. Dyson Spears says maybe they like Abram and Gillespie. They might actually know how to use Abram because Gus sure the hell didn't. Yeah, man. Hey, when you get upgrading coaching, there's a chance where players are going to look way better than they did before. Certain players, or you thought like, we're okay, they're going to become better than they are. SVT Vasquez. So we actually did get 2 safeties in the undrafted free agents. We got a linebacker, QB, tall, lengthy cornerback, as well as fast wide receiver. Ooh, I like this. I got to get into the undrafted free agents. That's probably going to be a different live. But, man, if they got a fast receiver.
We'll be going over that at 9 o'clock.
Okay. All right. You heard that. You heard that here. Dirty's going to be going over the undrafted free agent class that the Raiders picked up after the draft. Linnell over here says, I was happy to see this, but to take a step further, the Pats had a horrible draft without Ziegler. The thing is the Patriots, they lost a lot, man. They lost a lot. And at the end of the day, if you lose a lot of guys in that, in that front office, including coaching, you're going to take a step back. You know what I mean? Like all at once, it's not even just one player at a time. It's like, not one player, but one coach or one GM or anything like that. It was like a lot of people left that front office. Mullen, Yasin, Averett, Hobbs. The quarterback room isn't terrible. Morig, Abram, Gillespie, Harmon. You know what? I'm gonna piggyback on what Gabe said earlier. They're okay with they might be okay with the players that they have on the team, but I don't know why. I feel like there's a chance that we can get a veteran DB. And like we've been talking about all offseason, June 2nd is when we're gonna get like $20 million. We're gonna get some money. So that could be either getting it could be getting a guy like Matthews, who's still out there technically. Bradbury's still on. Hey, let's not forget about Bradbury. He's still on that trading table, so we still can pick him up as well. But whoever's out there, we still can pick up some players. I don't think we're done yet. This offseason ain't done, but best believe like we still can have some players. Jeff Garrison says, "Yo, what up, fellas? I love it. I think that combined with Adams, we won the draft. Within the next few seasons, we'll see how valuable these drafted players are. But overall, I say we nailed it. I agree. And the thing is, go ahead.
But that's why I think the Eagles draft was so good too, because if you incorporate what they did, they incorporated AJ Brown into their draft when they made that trade on draft night. You know what I mean? We made it a couple months before, but you still got to incorporate that on draft night because that was basically our first and our second round pick.
Yeah, no, 100%. That's what like some of the Tomb Raiders in the chat were mentioning was like you got to include Devonte Adams as part of this draft class. You know what I mean? That's the whole point of trading to get him was because we felt like he was such a big upgrade that no player in the draft was going to give us the same value.
No, that's not how it works. That's the off-season acquisition that just so happens to involve your trades of your draft picks, but that is not how that works. Unfortunately, that is not how it works.
What do you
mean? He wasn't drafted. It's not.
No, of course. No, of course.
You can't involve him in the draft class. He wasn't drafted.
No.
You can't associate the two at all. So you can't say, oh well, it's an A+ if you include him. You can't include him. So it's not even a conversation because he wasn't drafted. He was traded. We used draft picks to acquire him. That's not the same thing.
Yes, I mean technically you're right, Dirty, but what we're trying to say is that he's part of this offseason of acquisition. So he's like I don't give a at the end of the day, I don't care about the first round pick or second round pick. Because we got a player like Devonte Adams. So that I gotta take that into I have to take that into consideration when I look at this draft.
The reason I don't take it into consideration is because we didn't have a first and a second, and we still left the draft with a B+ grade. And we didn't even have a first and a second. We have the fourth best value in the league when it comes to drafting, bro. So let's just leave it at that. There's no reason to involve anything else. You know what I mean? Like, let's focus on the fact that we didn't have a first or a second, but we still left with a B+. We still addressed every single need that we needed. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how I look at it.
I'll jump on the computer real quick. Got home. Jump on the computer.
For sure. Anything else will kind of be downplaying the draft. Right. And the job that in the really, really good job that they did, you know, that's why I don't want to associate the two, because I don't want to take from what they actually, you know, were able to accomplish. You know what I mean? It was one of the best drafts that we've had in a very long time. You know what I mean? And it wasn't big flashy players and things of that nature. It was literally players that we need. When you go back, you look at some of the, you know, you look at their film and things of that nature. A lot of these guys have some really good games. They got some really bad games. They got some things that they, you know, need to be fixed. But the good thing about it is all of them can be fixed. You know what I mean? Every con that I've literally pulled up on these players are coachable things. You know what I mean? Let's take Isaiah Palomalo for an example. You know what I mean? His weaknesses are he's not physical enough. He has a slender base. He's not strong enough. He's and the physical and strength are two different things. He needs to be more active with his hands. He needs to be a little bit more consistent. And he needs to fight off blocks. Every single one of those things are coachable. You hit the gym, that gets you a better base, and it gets your strength up. You know what I mean? You learn to be a little bit more physical in practice. You know what I mean? Because the coaches are going to request more out of you. When you get more physical, you're going to start to get a little bit more active with your hands. Once you start getting a little bit more active with your hands, a little bit more physical, then your consistency starts to come up. And once you figure out what to do with your hands, then you can start to fight off blocks. All of that shit's coachable. You know what I mean? So they did their homework. You know what I mean? They did their homework really well. They went and got players that have coachable things that can be fixed instead of non-coachable things like injuries.
Yeah. So the thing is, that being said, what does this mean for James then? A guy like James,
it doesn't mean anything for James. You got to remember, Dylan Parham, he's still a rookie. He still has to come in. He still has to learn this system. He's going to have to fight for that position. Honestly, I think that, he could be a damn good guard. You know what I mean? I looked at his tape. He's a really damn good guard. He really is. But so is Munford. You know what I mean? So is Munford.
They got in the 7th.
He is a terrible tackle. He's a great guard. He is a horrible tackle. And I'm just being honest. I did a breakdown on him too. Good guard, horrible tackle.
Okay. So you're projecting him as like an offensive guard, pretty much.
I'm projecting him as an offensive guard.
So pretty much they address the middle of the lines.
Yeah.
D tackle and obviously whether it's center, whether it's offensive guard.
But that also tells me that they have the possibility of putting Leatherwood back at right tackle, because they got two really big, nice guards, bro. They did with Parham and Munford. Really two nice, solid guards. You know what I mean? So, and Parham plays on the right. Munford plays on the left. So you just may see Leatherwood back at right tackle.
I think Parham has a chance to contribute early. A guy like Munford, he was drafted in the 7th round, so he's probably going to need some time to develop. But if they're projecting him to play center, then it's going to be some good competition back there in the O-lines, which I like. That's exactly what I wanted. I wanted to get some competition, some new competition for this line. So
yeah.
So this is not a bad thing. No matter what, this team is gonna get better from this draft. We're gonna add some depth. So I don't have a problem with that. But that being said, the Raiders did make another pick after that, and the next pick is the running back Zamir White, aka Zeus from Georgia, I believe. The dude's nice. I like Zamir White. I mean, the fact that he ran like a 4.4, he had like a 4.40, but he's a physical back. That's what I like about him. I don't know what he can contribute in the pass game, but it seems like he could be a really good option for us, especially
nothing in the pass game. He can't contribute to a damn thing in the pass game at all. He is not a passing down back for no reason. You'll never see him catch a pass.
And I don't think McDaniels minds, though. I don't think McDaniels cares. Because
I don't think that's what he was drafted for.
No, not at all. Because he likes to have that running back by committee. He likes to have running backs play special roles, and obviously, Zamir White is going to be that 2-down back. And then you got the Brandon Boldens of the world, guys like that. You know what I mean? Amir Abdullah's that's on the team. Who knows if they make the team? But I think Brandon Bolden might make it more than Amir Abdullah. But what I'm trying to say is that there's going to be 3rd-down backs, and there's going to be guys like Zamir White who could come in and play that role well. And it says a lot about, Josh Jacobs' future on the team. Like, I think he's as good as gone, to be honest with you. You think he possibly could be traded?
Nah. It's the 2 backs that we brought in, they're not that good. He's going to play this year with us. You know what I mean? This is his prove it year. If he doesn't prove it this year, then he's out. And they're building for the future, which I can definitely understand. But no, I don't think he's out. I don't think he's, you know what I mean? I don't think he's out.
So you think if Josh Jacobs plays well, you think that he's going to stay on the team? Like they're going to sign him to a contract?
It's a possibility, but he has to play well.
I don't see that happening. I don't know. I just don't think they're going to let him walk. And what they're going to do, they're going to let him walk, sign him with other teams, and then they're going to get a compensatory whatever pick from losing him as a free agent. I think that's what's probably going to happen because you don't draft a guy like Zamir White. You don't get another running back in the 7th. I just feel like it's just the writing is on a wall for Josh Jacobs. I mean, he's a solid back. He's a nice back, but the Patriots, guys that come from the Patriots, they don't.
Let me change this audio real quick.
Yeah, but yeah, guys like guys that come from the Patriots, they don't sign running backs, they replace them. Vincent was good, was good, man. Hey, man, we had to get back. We had to get back so we could talk some Raider football. It was hard to go live. I know some people did it, but it was hard to go live in Vegas, man. I'm not gonna lie. But I think Dirty, we went live, right? We went live like what?
Yeah.
The first day there, second day there?
Second.
So yeah, we made it work, but I mean for me, I was just like, nah, it was just too much to go live in Vegas because there's so much going on. Dyson Sphere says, I think they let Jacobs walk and just get the comp picks from him when he took the words right out of my mouth. Exactly. That's what I think is going to happen. When you double up on running backs in the draft and you don't pick up the 5th-year option, you're basically telling them like, get the fuck out of here without telling them get the fuck out of here.
Exactly.
We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, man. I like Jacobs. I think he's a good back, but it's you know, we'll see. We'll see. Lunatic is like, the selection of 2 running backs is because Bolden is the only running back under contract after this season. This is true because Kenyon Drake is on his last year of his deal because he signed a 2-year deal with when Mike Mayock was a GM. So that's true. Jeff Garrison says, like I said, I love it. We nailed the draft. We got great value for the picks. Excited to see how we develop them as far as Adams. Technically, we used draft capital on him. Why I said combined, we won. I get you, man. I'm with you. Raiders 805 says White has breakaway speed. JJ doesn't.
Yeah. No, I have seen it. I got White 4-4.
The thing about it is, White needs an open hole.
Yeah.
2 different backs, bro. Truthfully,
they're
2 different backs, man.
I think it just maybe they picked them for fit. You know what I mean? I think he just maybe fits their scheme. I don't know. Fits their way. They like their running backs to catch the ball or something like that. Because I think as a runner, Jacobs got it. You know what I mean? Because Jacobs could break the tackle. You know what I mean? Because Jacobs was just solid, man. His first year, second year in the league. Even last year, he started off slow, but he ended the year fucking, on a tear. It's just that nowadays running backs are a dime a dozen. You know what I mean? You can get them. It's not like before, you know what I mean? You need that bow cow running back, to run your offense and shit. You can build around your running back. Now it's building around the quarterback, and quarterbacks needs his receivers.
Needs guys to throw to. It's a passing league. It's a passing league at the end of the day. Like, and running backs have a shelf life. So if you know something's going to expire soon, you're not going to really put too much investment into that, whatever it is. You know what I mean? In this case, it's a player, so you're not going to invest too much in a player if you know that his career is probably not going to be as long as maybe a quarterback, a wide receiver, whatever other position that has more value. But Dirty did make a good point. He said White needs a bigger hole, which basically means that like he doesn't have the burst that Josh Jacobs has. If you guys want to talk about Josh Jacobs not having a breakaway speed, he does have that explosion. He does explode into the hole. He is kind of shifty.
Right through the hole, yep.
You know what I mean? But obviously when he gets through the hole, like he's not going to go too far.
I mean, DBs are fast nowadays too. I mean, you you can't expect everybody to outrun these DBs. You know what I mean? These fucking DBs are fucking
But
fast,
see,
bro.
and the
You
thing
know?
about it is, it's not even the fact that he can't outrun him, bro. You know what I mean? Like, he literally, the hole closes down. He'll still try to make his way through it. On average, you know, he's good for a good about 4 to 5 yards. You know what I mean? 6 would be pushing it. And then on top of that, that's not even guaranteed all the time. That's another problem that he has. It's his inconsistency as well. You know what I mean? He gets stopped a lot, you know what I mean, on big plays. You know, I watched him try to make 3 attempts at, you know what I mean, 1st and 2, you know what I mean, against the Tennessee Volunteers. And bro, they shut him down 3-4 times in a row, bro. He did not get in. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of highlight on him getting shut down when he needs 1 to 2 yards. You know, sometimes he can't get it, but there's a lot of times where he'll make contact and he'll keep driving his legs. He'll continue to fight for extra yardage. You know what I mean? So there is some give and some take. You know what I mean? It's just when I saw him up against the Tennessee Vols, man, it wasn't good.
Well, he is a physical running back, and he's not like a make you miss type of running back. He's more of like, I'm gonna run through you type of running back with speed.
But he can make you miss. But he can make you miss.
But when I think make you miss, I'm thinking Josh Jacobs. You know how Josh Jacobs is he's shifty.
Well, I just watched this film. You know what I mean? He's shifty. He is. He just has an issue accelerating to the line of scrimmage and hitting the hole. You know, and the only big runs he ever has is through clean holes. It's never been off contact. It's always been a big ass hole where he's made the big run through. That's it. But he doesn't have any after contact big runs, and that's where Josh Jacobs beats him at. Because Josh Jacobs is not going down on first contact. This kid is.
Right. And another thing that I like about Zamir White is he's not coming into the NFL with a whole lot of carries. He shared the ball in Georgia with I think a guy that we've talked about a lot, James Cook. Yep, yeah. James Cook. So that's a plus in my eyes. I feel like you're coming in to the league and you don't have a lot of carries on you. That means, hey, we could use you. You're going to be healthy with us. But the red flags are that the fact that he had back-to-back ACL tears, one on the right leg and the other on the left leg. That's something concerning, but he's been healthy for a while now. So, and I'm sure like the Raiders kind of looked into that and before making that decision. And another thing to also to look into as well, or to point out, is that the fact that the Raiders traded up in front of the Chargers to draft Zamir White, and then the Chargers drafted C.J. Spiller. So which makes you think, oh, the Chargers they wanted to draft Zamir White, possibly for them to trade up. You're on mute, Gabe.
So they already have that Eckler type, so they needed that power back.
Yep.
And I can see that jumping up in front of the op. You know what I mean?
So
subtraction by addition, or how they say it, addition by subtraction or something like that. What?
Yeah. So you know that they're gonna compare the draft picks because they're like the fact that they traded up to get Zamir White and then the next pick was C.J. Spiller. There is just so close to them being drafted because those were top 2 running backs at that, during that draft spot. So we'll see, as the years goes on, like who's a better player. But man, the way the league is talking about Zamir White, LaDainian Thomas, y'all hear LaDainian Tomlinson and Maurice Jones-Drew talking about like they compare him to Adrian Peterson.
That's crazy,
which is crazy.
Shit, if he has anything of Adrian Peterson in him, shit, I welcome that.
Oh man, Adrian Peterson? Are you serious?
Peterson been the best running back in the last, I don't know. That dude was a beast, man.
Yeah, nah.
But as you said, we have to wait and see.
Yeah, exactly.
No, definitely. But like they're giving a lot. They give him a lot of high praise. Yeah,
Yeah.
But Vincent, yeah, I appreciate you, man. Everyone subscribe. Yeah, facts, man. If you haven't already, make sure to hit the tunes, like the video, and subscribe. The road to 1K continues. And also subscribe to my guys over here, man. Raider Gabe, as well as Dirty. You know what I mean? Make sure to hit up their channels and subscribe and like their videos as well. Ja Raider says, White to me just feel worried about him we drafted. Okay, I got Ja Raider. I think you typed this hella in a hurry. White to me just feel worried about him we drafted. He wasn't happy. Look at his friend like, bruh, nah, that made me like, what up, nation? We're here.
What happened? What happened? What happened?
Hey, man. Hey, send this message again, man. I don't want to like misconstrue your words right now. I don't
White
want
to me just feels worried. I just feel worried about him. We drafted. He wasn't happy. Look at his friend like, bruh, nah.
Oh, he made me look.
Ben made a video like, what up, nation? Hope he ain't one of those.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
He looked at his friend when he got
no periods in between. You know what I mean?
I think he looked at his friend when he got picked. Like, I guess he looked at his friend. I don't know. I haven't seen it, but what I'm getting by this is like that he looked at his friend and he was like, nah, that he got picked by the Raiders. So I think is that what you got out of that, the pick, Ja?
That's probably maybe. Like I said, I'm not gonna misconstrue his words. Y'all could translate. You know what I mean? But it sounded like Dirty when he read it. It sounded like it made more sense.
Yeah.
Bernard, my guy, man, what's good, man? Appreciate you.
What's up, Bernard?
Jeff says y'all look like you were having a blast out there in Vegas. And we did, man. We we did. We enjoyed every little last minute of it. It was a little business, a little pleasure. You know what I mean? Vacation, but at the same time, we still had to take care of things out there as well. Bring content.
Not confirmed.
I was a little upset when I got home and reviewed the footage from the game. I was a little upset.
What happened?
The camera got shifted.
Oh man!
The camera got shifted. So all you really see is like people's heads. Yeah, a little upset, bro.
And what Dirty, y'all? Hey, the Tomb Raiders, man. Like what he's talking about. Dirty literally had a GoPro on the top of his head while he was playing quarterback. So imagine the possibilities of that, like the highlights, that would have been crazy. But he's telling us right now that
not that good of a footage. You get some?
I got a little bit.
Okay.
See, that's the one thing with GoPros. If you can't check the footage right there and then, because I'm a type of person, like when I take footage, I like to check it just to make sure like it's something off.
No, it was aimed perfect. When I think when I took off for that run, the first run.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it shifted.
Yeah,
so it kind of moved back a little bit. So it started aiming up a little bit.
Damn.
I should have wore the chest plate like I originally intended to.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have had no problem.
Damn.
I'm pissed.
It's all good, man. You live and you learn, man. Next time we're gonna have like an assistant coach to check your gear. You know what I mean? Before you get back into the game.
If Gabe would have showed up early, I could have just gave him my phone to check the footage. No, because I can watch it live on my phone. You know, my camera and my phone, they sync together, so I can literally see exactly what I mean, what it is I'm supposed to be able to see on my phone. You know what I mean? But my phone was in your backpack.
Yeah, dog. Fuck, I woke up like at 11, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I even called Doc. So I was like, "Damn, dog, I'm on my way." And then fucking we were talking that morning and shit. I was like, "I'm on my way," and then fucking got there, dog, and I was like, "Fuck," because I didn't even know that it was that far from like where I was staying at. And she was like 28 minutes from where I was staying. I was like, "Oh damn, still gotta make that drive." Raider just look at him. Fuck. At least we found Gabe though. I was like, fucking
Vincent says my man Dirty threw a interception off off the dome.
Hey, that was good coverage. That was good coverage. I mean,
That was
that
good.
was a good throw.
somebody didn't
It was
put their
good throw.
hands up.
Yeah, it was good
Somebody
throw.
didn't put their hands up.
It just hit him in the head.
No, somebody didn't put their hands up.
Oh, damn. Who was the receiver? I wonder who the receiver was.
I think someone's being passive aggressive. I was the receiver. So look. So the ball was a little bit underthrown, but then if I adjusted to the ball, basically come back for it, it was a deep ball, but it was good coverage though. It was good coverage.
Yeah, that was B.
It wasn't underthrown. It was the wind. You know what I mean? The wind pushed the ball back.
We were throwing you were throwing deep. Hey, low key, Dirty got a good arm. I think you have probably like the best arm out there compared to every. Yeah, I didn't notice anybody throw the ball that well compared to Dirty. I don't know, Gabe. You had a chance to see because you came a little bit later.
I got to see some of it. I haven't got to see all of it. I've been just so fucking everywhere, you know. Finally got the chance to sit down, and tomorrow I have the day off still too. I go back on Tuesday, so I'm just gonna be like, tomorrow I'm gonna check out everything, dog. Everything. Do a little live in the morning or something. You know what I mean? Just
was
chill.
Good, Queen.
He's all fucking that ain't saying much. All the QBs was ass. All the rest of them, shit. Who were the QBs?
I think you know what with the best
Andy and Wasted were the QBs for the other team.
I heard Wasted pulled his hamstring too. No.
Yeah, he pulled his hamstring chasing me.
And then fucking Farrell.
Hey, got some old parts.
He was like, my calf. He's like, my calf. I think I pulled my calf. How's your calf, by the way, bro?
Who?
Calf good? Farrell.
What's up, Queen?
My calf? It's cool. Yeah. It's cool. I didn't stretch. So when you don't stretch and you play a physical sport, you're gonna be sore.
Right after. You gotta stretch, bro.
Yeah, facts. But a lot of cats
many of them stretch out there.
Yeah, no, Arkham, man, no, he's still. I think he's still going to be the number one. He's going to be our running back. But I think his days are numbered. That's all I'm saying. His days are numbered. But if someone, imagine if a team was like, "Hey, we'll give you a second round pick for Josh Jacobs," would you guys take it?
Yeah.
Knowing that he's not going to be back next year.
Nope.
You guys, you wouldn't take a second round pick for Josh Jacobs?
Nope, I want a first.
Oh man, I don't agree.
I think you ask for a first. That way, you maybe get a second.
I'm definitely asking for a first. He was a first round pick. If he goes for 1,000 yards again, he's a 3-season 1,000-yard back. He's worth a fucking second. He's worth the first pick.
So, are you talking about this before this upcoming season, or are you talking about like after the season?
Before this upcoming season?
Nah, he's not being traded before this upcoming season.
I'm just saying if
it were before the upcoming season, if they would have offered for a second or third.
No, what I'm saying is if a team offered a second round pick, because Arkham Raiders like this is our running back one, and I said I agree, but
yeah,
if a team offers us a second round pick, I'm taking that without hesitation for Josh Jacobs. It's not even like
just because of the amount of running backs we have, you know what I mean?
It's like you're not going to get that. You're not going to get. It's rare to trade a running back and get a first round pick in return. Like there's not many backs that you can trade in today's league, in today's age, to get a first round pick, let alone a second round pick.
Exactly, or get a second round, because there's a lot of running backs out there who won't even.
Yeah,
no, I hear you. A
lot of teams will be like, I'll draft a running back. I'll draft a Zamir White. I'll draft whoever you feel like is a good running back from this draft. You know what I mean? A lot of teams will do that instead. But let's see. Let's get back to the chat. Let's get back to Let's get back to the next pick in the draft. Actually, we haven't gotten through the draft. The next pick in the draft is let me see here. Oh man, I think I didn't include him in the. Hold on 1 second. And actually, I actually made a mistake. Zamir White went in the 4th round, and Neil Farrell Jr. was in the third. Was in the 3rd or 5th?
3rd. No, he was okay. Yeah, because Dylan Parham was our 3rd. Zamir White was our 4th. Yeah, he was a 5th. Yeah, he was one of our 5th. Oh no, we didn't end up. We ended up going from 3.
Okay, yeah. Zamir White was our 4th round pick, and then we had another 4th round pick, and he was the next. He went 126 overall. Neil Farrell Jr. D tackle, and this is a pick that a lot of people liked. A nose tackle out of LSU.
Yeah, he's a big dude, man. He's a big dude. He can fill up the hole. Him and what's his name? The dude we got from Chicago, the Lao Nichols. I think that could be
See, Lao Nichols, he's gonna be more of a 3 technique or a 3-4
That's why you
end.
use him like you use them on run plays, and you use one of then the other one like on pass plays, pass situations and stuff like that. Because we're gonna run a 3-4, right?
Yeah, it's looking like it because most of the players that we've kind of picked up are like 3-4 scheme fits. You know what I mean? But obviously, they're gonna run like a multiple scheme, but they're also they're gonna want 3-4. You know what I mean? They're gonna be moving in between both formations, in my opinion.
Yeah,
but in order to do that, you got to have the players. And honestly, like I said, we started the show. We're talking about D tackle was a position group where we felt like going into the draft you weren't really too confident with. You know what I mean? Especially D tackle group. Like, come on, like guys like Andrew Billings, you haven't really heard too much with them the last few years. Like they've been kind of playing from team to team. Andrew Billings, Pico. You know what I mean? Guys like they brought Jonathan Hankins.
And they got Vernon Butler, right, from the Bills or something like that.
Yeah, guy. You know what I mean? And then you got Jonathan Hankins. They brought him back, but they waited to the very last minute to sign him. So that tells you how they feel about him. You know what I mean? That tells you everything you need to know. But
depth, if you look at it, it's depth, but it's just we don't got that top end. We're not like top heavy,
and we don't got any young players to develop.
Yeah, we got a lot of bodies, but it's just not top end.
But we need somebody at the top. Exactly, and with this draft class, we got some young talent that we can develop, and a guy like Neil Farrell Jr. You know what I mean? Like from what people have been saying, this is the biggest value pick right here compared to everybody that we picked.
He was supposed to go like in the 4th, right? But like early 4th or something like that. He was projected to go like early 4th round or something like that.
He's a nose tackle. I mean, obviously, but at the same time, like I guess he had great tape. He played well against Alabama. He was SEC like top 15 in the nation, college football, in stopping the run. So you know that coming in, he's gonna play that role well. I think pass rush wise, I think he still needs to develop, but still, like we got a young piece in that D line room that can contribute. So it's another pick that I like. And then right after that, in the 5th, they go with Matthew Butler, D tackle, and he's more of a 3 technique, little pass rusher type.
I like that pick. Because we needed, like we said, we needed the D tackle depth, and we got 2 in a row. You know what I mean? So that was like that was addressing that like back to back. They knew that they needed to get that before this draft was over and not get them too late to where there wasn't too much value. Because late in the draft, I don't think there was too much value in the D tackle room. I think they made the picks when they needed to make them. Because after that, the D tackle room went way down. The D tackle room that was left after that is just you needed to pick up D tackles at that time for sure.
Yeah.
And Matthew Butler was a steal for sure. I think he's going to be a big piece in this defense.
And Ace, Dirty, do you know a little bit about Matthew Butler? I know he played for the Tennessee Volunteers. Like, did you get a chance to check him out?
Another SEC dude, man. Another SEC dude. He has great hands. He sheds blocks good, man. That dude's good, man. He sheds blocks and he's able to get to the quarterback. He's great. He's a good pass rusher for an inside technique guy, an inside D tackle, pretty much.
Yeah,
I like him.
You know what makes me comfortable with these draft picks is the fact that we We got Max Crosby on one side and we got Chandler Jones on the other side.
For real, bro.
So these guys are all they're doing is they're going to be coming in and they're going to be role players. They're not going to be coming in here to be superstars. So there's not going to be a lot of pressure for them to actually like really play a huge role. All they're going to do is they're going to coach them up and they're probably going to tell them to just do this job, do this one job correctly, or they're just going to work on their fundamentals. They're going to work on getting better. You know, sometimes when you get players coming into like a bad team or something like that, and they're giving too much on their plate, sometimes that can stunt their growth. Like they can't really.
I think also a big thing like about like I'm a big Pac-12 guy because you know we have SC guy and I like SC and all that stuff. I love the Pac-12 and all that shit. But one thing that the SEC does produce is interior defense and offensive linemen, dog, and that's why the SEC because those guys are huge, man. They're huge and they're the most ready. They're most NFL ready when they get out of college. You know what I mean? That's why I like that they picked two guys right up back to back from the SEC, you know, and interior defensive tackles.
Yeah, I mean, I so far I've been liking the picks because they address the trenches at the end of the day. Like anytime you add depth to the trenches, that's just gonna make you a better football team. It's gonna make the other players, the skill position players, better. But Jeff Garrison says, I have faith in our coach's ability to develop their players. I'm looking forward to seeing their progression. Facts, 100%. Yeah. That's hey man. Even before the draft started, I was like, I couldn't wait for the season to start tomorrow. Like, fuck the draft, but obviously we need the players, we need the depth because the NFL is a week to week league, year to year. Like players get hurt, so you need to have some players to come in and contribute. Okay, Bernard is referring to White's reaction. It looked like he was trying to hold in his tears. Yeah, man. Hey, some people don't want to cry on camera. You know what I mean? Sometimes.
Yeah, I don't think nobody's gonna be like, nah, damn.
Yeah, let you cry, bro. You got drafted.
Yeah, like I don't think nobody's gonna be like, damn. I just got drafted.
It's a dream come true, man. Shit.
I seen it too. I know what you're talking about, Bernard. Yeah, like he was just trying to hold his emotions together. You could tell like he just grabbed his like face. He was just like. You could tell like he was happy, man. And he probably found out about it earlier, but like the camera was on him. Sometimes people don't want to express themselves like that on.
His name is
Zeus. Sometimes call you and tell you they're gonna take you and they don't.
Yeah. Zeus. His name is Zeus. You better live up to it.
Yeah.
When they call him Zeus.
Saul Raiders Hernandez. He says he didn't look excited when they called his name. I think what Bernard said made more sense. I felt because it looked like when someone's trying to hold back their emotions and they're trying their hardest and sometimes they make a face. They like that's what it looked like. That's exactly what it looked like to me, in my opinion.
There's no way, dog. Like this is a fucking team that's undescending. They're in Vegas. It's like there's no way he's gonna be like fuck that. Like no, there's no way. There's no way. And then it's a dream come true. There's no way. We got to look at it different, man. We got to look at it that way, where he's holding in his tears because you don't want to go. You don't want to have that image out there. You know what I mean? But
what up, LV Matthews?
What's good, LV, man? What's up, man? We actually met LV in Vegas as well.
Hey,
you a big guy, LV Maximus. He lives up to his name, bro. You a big motherfucker. But hey, another cool guy, man. Hey, man, I appreciate you coming through, showing some love, man. Like, hey, like I said, it was a pleasure to like meet everybody in person. That was just one of the best parts of the trip, in my opinion. The Octagon was saying he was trying not to cry, bro. Came from nothing. This is facts, man. Like
that's the most logical explanation. Now, there's no way. Can't.
Raider Kojo 916 salute Farrell. Dirty Raider gave Vegas. Vegas was fire. The game went down to the wire. Yeah, it did. Hey man, hey.
Interception to seal it.
You know what's funny? A lot of people watch like the full game. They seen because Raider Fans Radio. Shout out to them. They doing good work over there. They actually streamed the game live. They had some technical issues, but they streamed the game live as well.
Oh yeah, I remember.
They're commentating the game, and then also shout out to Mr. Unfiltered, one half of the Unfiltered Truth, Phil Robinson. He I think he shot like about 15 minutes of footage, the last 15 minutes of the game. which a lot of people seen. Oh, speaking of the devil, we got a special guest, man. This is his first time coming to the tomb. He's like I was saying, one half of the Unfiltered Truth. This guy is a big time. I'm just gonna say less, man. I'm gonna bring him in.
Oh,
What's going on, Phil? What's good, man?
What up, Phil?
I have to make a slight correction though. I'm no longer half of the Unfiltered Truth. I'm now down to a third.
Oh, you are the third. That is
Oh,
100.
yeah.
That's 100%. I appreciate you correcting me. Yeah, I'm forgetting about Tony Tone, man. I didn't even get a chance to meet him too as well. Like he was in Vegas with you too as well.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
floating all over the place. We were busy people.
For real, bro. It was a busy weekend,
Bro.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I'm already knowing because like there were times where you were hitting me up like, "Hey, I'm over here," and then we're on like the other side. We're just like,
for
"Damn,
real,
this
let's
gonna get old."
roll, and then we're like get caught up, and then fucking shit.
Yeah. I did. It happened with you. It happened. I was supposed to meet some other cats. I had called them like Friday night and Saturday, and neither one of them days it worked out.
Bro, it was so hard to get around over there and all that bullshit, and then it just like you get caught up in one thing, and then it's just over here, and like fuck.
Like, bro, Vegas is not conducive to my fat ass. I was out there legs, barking. You know what I'm saying? I'm out.
Bro.
God damn, bro, how much am I walking? I'm looking at my little Fitbit tracker. I done broke 10,000 steps by 3 p.m. This shit was
Salute to Docs, man. Appreciate you pulling up, brother. Hey, much respect to you for throwing a very successful event. The live from the live to the game, it was legit quality. To me, in my opinion, I feel like it was a major success. Like a lot of people showed up and supported. So, man,
no doubt. That was a great idea, and I hope you keep it going year after year.
yeah, man, and I seen a lot of people were saying like, "Damn, I wish I was there. I wish I was in the game. I wish I came through." Hey, man, hope we can have it next year.
Check the ball, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. Mike G, I forgot to. Hey, man, what's good, my brother? Hey, appreciate you pulling up.
What's happening, Linnell, Bial?
But hey, speaking of Bial saying next time get drone footage. Hey, man, I'm gonna leave that to.
Tell me one. Shit, I'll get you some footage.
Hey, Phil, man. Hey, Phil, you have to consider that maybe just as a side hustle, little. I want to say career change, but just add a little side. Man, you knew how to commentate, and you almost recorded it like perfectly. I don't know how you did it, but it was just perfect. Everything just came out perfectly.
It's all part of the process. You know what I'm saying? On camera, behind the camera, whenever we're live, I'm golden. So you know what I'm saying? That's how we get down. But it was easy because you know when you're down there on the goal line, you got to start in the middle. You got to start in the middle because there's not going to see anything because there's no space. Having watched the game, I was able to decipher what was the most likely scenario that was going to go down because this is what I do. Like you know, we talk about this. We're here breaking this down, but you know what I'm saying? There's levels to the game, and I do this for real. You know what I mean? So I can look at this. So I was able to see what was going on, diagnose some tendencies, and I'm sure that if you roll back the clip, you'll even hear me calling out the play on some straight Troy Polamalu type shit. He's got a sneak. No,
hey, you know it's funny. I didn't hear nothing. I didn't hear shit. But when watching the video,
it's on tape. Yeah, hey, you were playing. Now, players never hear the announcers, dog. Hey, don't worry, it's on tape.
It's on tape. Yeah, it's cool. It's on tape.
But it's great. Hey, did you just predict it? You predicted it, or you just seen like them calling the play?
No, I predicted it.
Yeah, because they were blitzing. I think was it Docs? I think blitz. Was it Docs that blitz? I think Docs.
So what had happened was that he had taken off and run the play before. so he'd already used up his run. So once I figured he couldn't run, I was like, okay, well, he's not going to sit there and wait for the play to develop. He's going to wait to try to get somebody in. What I would have did was I would have ran some type of screen action or a rub and have everybody come down across the middle and have the guy loop out around him.
Yeah.
But I play a lot of Madden in case you hadn't noticed. just a little bit.
Man, I just noticed that I'm like so behind in the
way back there.
I'm like, because I'm seeing these comments, I'm like, damn. But hey, if y'all haven't already, please make sure and subscribe, and also subscribe to the guys on the panel, Dirty, Raider Gabe, and obviously the one and only Mr. Unfiltered Truth, a third of the Unfiltered Truth.
I'm Mr. Unfiltered.
I don't know why I'm used to saying Mr. Unfiltered. I don't know why I keep. But that's probably how you introduced yourself the first time. That's probably.
Oh, I know that sound. I should getting ready. Yeah.
But Bernard says Farrell got that Vince Wilfork build. Yeah, Raider.
Hey, Neil Farrell Jr. I think it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good for us, man. But
yeah, I like all these guys, to be honest with you. From what I've seen, some of the clips, some of them I've seen more of. They're all clips.
Matthew Butler is that guy I like, man. That dude's good, man.
So far, who we've talked about so far is Dylan Parham, Zamir White, and Neil Farrell Jr.
Like, I can't believe it got Zamir White. I thought that would have been a pipe dream. Looking at it, I was like, I had already wrote it off. I was thinking that with all the running backs that they have, that there was just no way. But lo and behold, that they've had to change.
You didn't think they were going to get a running back, even though after declining the fifth-year option?
So that told me that they were. So what that really told me, honest and truthfully, was that they were putting all those guys up for trade. And if nobody took the bait, then it was just, okay, well, we weren't getting ready to pay you all that extra money that you don't really deserve. or they were going to get the trade done, and it would have just been, okay, well, we did use these guys to move up, and that's just what it would have been.
So do you feel like Zamir White went at the right round? Like that was the round that he was going to go? Was the fourth round, or was he a guy to drop? Okay.
Well, okay. I would third or fourth is what I thought. A lot of these offensive players, they took a late run on them. And it was kind of weird. It was crazy how much defense went first. And how frequently went, and then went to wide receivers. But after all of that, you didn't really see not much going on. I mean, you had two quarterbacks drafted in the first 2 rounds?
Yep. One in the first. Only one in the first.
Yeah, one in the first. None in the second.
None in the second.
No, it was Pickett. He got drafted by the Steelers.
Yeah, Pickett was in the first. And that was a great pick for them, because he's going to put butts in the face. The Steelers don't need it because they're always starting out anyway, but he's just a guy. He's a Pittsburgh boy. He grew up in Pittsburgh, went to Pitt, and he got fucking drafted by it's just like fucking Aiden Hutchinson. That worked out great for him, bro, because he's gonna Detroit Lion, Michigan boy. Oh, like dang, that shit.
He ain't never gonna win.
I know. He ain't never gonna win, but he gonna put in the seats that he gonna get his jersey, so that's for sure.
Yeah.
LV Maximus says LSQ has motor like Max. If that's the case, oh, that's a steal, especially as big as he is, 6'4", 340 pounds.
Yeah.
And he got a motor like Max. That's a huge plus.
Damn,
that's the way they do it. That's the way they do it. They get them big old country boys that just keep going.
Right.
Max got a motor like, I don't know, man. I think the only one comparable to Max is maybe TJ.
Hey, everybody we got was are great players, bro. I'll be honest, man. I'm still out on the Zamir White pick, bro. Honestly.
You don't like Zamir? Zamir's a fucking beast, man. You're gonna like him, Dirty. You're gonna like him. I think Once you see him,
Salute, JT.
I didn't say I hate him.
no, I know. I think you're just going. You're going to end up being like, yeah, that was a great pick.
I hope so. Truthfully, I hope so. But I was looking at his passing. He doesn't catch passes at all. He's not in there on passing downs. He's not a threat. Catching the ball out of the backfield.
I think we can use Drake for that.
Like I said, he goes down on first contact. That bothers me. Yeah, I saw that a lot on tape. He drives his feet, but he doesn't break contact. He may drive his feet, but he's not breaking contact. He's not breaking a lot of tackles. He's just not. I think what I did like was the fact that he continues to move his feet when he makes contact. And the lack of big runs without a clean hole is also another issue for me. But could have done worse.
I think with the
that's just me. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion.
But you got a 4th round draft pick, brother. What were you expecting from a 4th round running back? You're not getting the top of the draft.
The only thing that really makes me feel comfortable about it is, like I said earlier, bro, everybody that we picked, whatever their con is coachable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all coachable. So that makes me feel a lot better. You know what I mean? If you just get them with the right coaches, man, they could be outstanding performers.
But one thing that you did mention that you didn't like about Zamir White, I don't think you said he didn't have acceleration. You didn't like his acceleration.
Yeah, I didn't like his acceleration to the line. He lets holes close in front of him instead of accelerating through him.
But also, I'll say this about when you mentioned that he didn't catch passes. I don't think he's brought in to catch passes. I feel like they brought him to be that 2-down back.
Yeah,
I feel like that's the type of player that he is right now in his career, and I feel like that's what the Raiders are looking for him to be. Especially McDaniels, he wants a running back by committee. Like I said earlier, he's going to want a guy to obviously run the ball, but he has other guys to catch the ball, aka like a James White, Brandon Bolden, who was brought in. But CM, am I saying this right? CRMB Finn, what's up, fellas? Checking in, brothers. Do you think Zeus ACL issues are concerned?
No,
because it happened a while back. It's been a while, right?
In this day and age, honestly, ACL is like the new hamstring pull. You can do that early in the season and be back to play sometime to play last quarter of the season.
Why are we talking about hamstrings?
I like to
Why are we talking about hamstrings, huh?
You'll recover nicely. If you phone out to me.
My friend.
Hey, I call it like I see it, brother. And when I'm on the sideline reporting, everybody's fair game.
Dark Raider said, "Sorry, I'm late, man. It's all good, brother. I appreciate you pulling up. Sorry, I'm late to the show. Who's your favorite draft pick, undrafted free agent?"
My favorite undrafted free agent right now is probably Isaiah Palomalu.
Safety out of USC.
Yeah.
Okay. How about you, Phil?
I'm going with my guy. Going with my guy Chase. I watched 3 years. I literally covered Cal football from nearly his entire career up to COVID. After COVID, then it got a little squirrely, and I wasn't going out there to cover it. But it's a prototypical McDaniels move. Right. It's a quarterback who's got an enormous upside, but he's got some development that needs to happen and occur.
I like that he can run with the ball.
I do too. I like that he's not afraid to run with the ball.
Yeah.
The problem is taking the hit. So
yeah. He's small.
Taking the hit.
He's small.
So He also said favorite draft pick. So, Dirty, did you get a chance to say your favorite draft pick overall in the draft?
My favorite draft pick overall.
We all know it's not Zamir White, so we'll just cross him out the list.
Probably would have to say Dylan Parham probably would be that. Him or Munford.
O
Him
line.
or Munford.
I think Mumford would probably be mine.
I like
him or Munford.
I like mine's is Zamir, man. Zamir, and then fucking Darian Butler, linebacker, Arizona State, bro.
That was a nice one too.
That was a good one too.
But it's just something about, because I was hoping for line. You know what I mean? So any and all linemen that we drafted or picked up in the UDFA, I'm happy with. So when you go and look at their tape, they all can do something. One thing like I said, Munford, just don't play him at tackle, man. He is not a tackle. Please play him at guard. Let him play guard because he gets so abused at tackle, bro. He gets abused for a man his size at tackle. But at guard,
that dude.
Who? Mumford?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, yeah. He's a big motherfucker, man.
Man, mad crazy at guard, bro. I like
Mumford did good against Hutchinson because that's like he's like the best player in the fucking draft. But at tackle, that's what we're saying. Move him to guard where he can have just that. He don't need a. It's just you have more help at guard.
At tackle, he has a tendency to get beat off the ball. He has a tendency to get beat to the edge. He starts to lean. He doesn't really use his feet at tackle. He's a big guy.
Reaching is bad.
Yeah, he likes to reach. He's nearsighted as well when he's at tackle. He only sees what's in front of him. He doesn't see what's around him. Yep. You know what I mean? So he has. That's not good. I don't like that. But at guard, not as vulnerable, bro. That's the thing. He's got good hands. You know what I mean? Once he's engaged with you, you're not moving from him. He opens the hole. He pass blocks well. He run blocks well. You're not gonna get him to pull too much. That's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? His 40 time was a 5.39. You're not gonna get a lot of fast pulls out this guy. But
5.39, damn.
Okay. Yeah, but he's got big hands at 10 and 1/8, and he's got big arms at 35-inch arms. You know what I mean? So then he's 6'6", 328.
But he still needs to be developed though, because obviously they picked him.
He's definitely a developed player, but if you develop him at guard, you're looking at a hell of a guard, bro.
Yes.
Okay.
And the combination of him and Colton Miller is something that'll lock down the left side of that line for at least another decade.
Yeah, and I think, as I was saying earlier, I think that just lets me know that Alex Leatherwood will be going back to right tackle. If you plug in Dylan Parham at right guard, you have a wonderful front line. There's no reason to move Andre James from center when you have a front line like that. You leave it as is, man. You go out and you dominate.
What about Denzel Good? What about Luminor? You don't think they can
I think both of the cats that we draft are better than them already. They just got to go put in the work and get accustomed to being, you know what I mean, starters. I actually think both of the guys we drafted are better than what we have already. So it's going to be a hell of a fight.
I had to see it first. Denzel Good was a baller to me, man. And then the way he went out, and then first game of the season, I think he's going to be good. He's going to be good to go.
Yeah, plenty of time to recover. But this leads me, since we already kind of covered a little bit about Munford and how we feel about him, the last pick in the draft, round 7. This one was kind of interesting. more so kind of like a head scratcher for me. Maybe y'all can speak to this a little bit, but Butane Brown.
Special teams, maybe. That's what I'm looking at for him. That's why I think that's what I can see, because I can't see them using him at running back. I can see them maybe using him in special team situations, maybe a gunner type, maybe a returner type. I don't know. I haven't seen really any of his tape, so I'll have to see. But I can't really see them using him as an actual running back, and especially a 7th round pick tells me they more use him as a specialist. You know, I'm more thinking of turning him into a specialist, or he already is a specialist.
Makes sense.
And coming into the draft, like we only had one running back that was signed past this year, right? So that was a good point. So that means that and most likely, and like I said before, like McDaniels and Dave Z, they like to replace running backs, not sign them. You know what I'm saying? Not re-sign them. They like to draft and replace. That's how they move.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes sense, but then at the same time, it's like we're not used to this. We're not used to seeing stuff like this. But they're making the way they're moving is just all of this is all chess moves. They're all you could see when you see them make a pick, you could make sense of it. Everything makes sense. Before, when we used to look at some of the Raiders draft picks, it was just like we picked them a little too high. We kind of tried to, you know what I mean? We try to stretch it out a little bit, but a guy like Butane Brown, you think can he make the team? Because that's a lot of running backs. I'm not sure if he can make the team. Maybe he's a practice squad guy.
You still got Abdullah. You still got Bolden, Drake, Jacobs. Now Zamir White. Damn, bro, you got a lot of running backs out there.
So you know what's funny? So you know what's funny about this whole thing is we're approaching this like there's a set roster. Running back is not a set position. They wanted to get rid of Kenyon Drake, but he's being paid. You can't because of the way his contract is set up. They've already restructured it to try to get him to take less of a cap hit. They took, you know what I'm saying? They did. Josh Jacobs isn't getting his 5th-year option. Drake is gone after this year. So you draft these guys. Maybe you're able to stash them around. Maybe you get rid of the practice squad guys that you have right now and sign those guys, one of those two to the practice squad. Zamir makes the team, and now you got your 3-headed monster and I actually think Daniels is keeping 4 because he wants to keep the fullback and Bolden as well.
Jacob Johnson. Yeah, Jacob Johnson, and then Brandon Bolden.
Yeah, so you're looking at Jacob Johnson, Zamir White, Jacobs or Drake, and then one of those guys is going to the practice squad.
Yeah. Regis, a Brave Raider. I don't think Regis is going. At this point, I don't even think Regis. I'm sorry, I like
makes the team, bro. I do like him too. Yeah, I don't see him making.
I don't think so either. He's not.
They ain't drafting running backs and picking up running backs to still keep him. You know what I mean?
He has a catchy nickname. But that's about it, bro.
They're getting their own guys in here. You know what I mean? They're getting guys they like in here. Amir Abdullah, Brandon Bolden, Zamir White, Jacob Johnson. Those are their guys. That's why they didn't pick up a 5th-year option. That's why they're restructuring with Drake. And it's just that's why they're bringing in their guys.
Facts. Facts. And salute to Joey Boy Raider and Brave Raider. I seen you as well, man. Y'all, they were at the they were at the Docs thing as well. They came through. They showed some love, man. I appreciate y'all pulling up. And like I said, that was like one of the best parts of the trip to meet everybody that actually watched the channel and just to put a face to everybody in the chat. That was a dope experience, to be honest with you. Narmish Thrash, I think Matthew Butler is going to be good against the run. I don't know, man. A lot of people, when I looked into him, he's more of a pass rusher more than a run stopper. I think you might have him confused with Neil Farrell Jr. He's more of a nose tackle run stopper. Matthew Butler, I mean, unless y'all can correct me. Y'all know anything about Butler, a guy from Tennessee, the D tackle from Tennessee we drafted? That dude he's more of a three technique.
he's versatile. I believe he's done all types of different things because he's 6'4" and 297. So he's actually tall and a tad bit lighter. That kind of throws me off a little bit because if you're gonna be tall and light, that gives you makes it real easy for somebody to get underneath you and drive you off.
Leverage.
But by the same token, he's weak as hell, long limbed, and a nonstop worker. All these guys break down to giving the Raiders, I think it was the fourth or the sixth best draft class in the whole NFL, and they did this without a first and a second round draft pick.
I know everybody that's on this panel, dog, that's played football, has ever always heard this: lowest man wins. That's it. Lowest man wins. That's it.
But at 6'4", fresh off the line, especially playing interior.
Not just football, in sports. Period. The sports generally, like that's. You know what I mean?
Anything that's fucking involves that type of shit, dog, like a fucking a collision, anything like that. Lowest man wins, man. That's it.
Yeah.
Well,
so Brave Raiders, like I was saying earlier, I gotta look more into the undrafted free agent class, rookie class. But this is a guy that I've heard mentioned to me as well as wide receiver Trey Turner. Do you guys know anything about him? A lot of people kind of been talking about him and how he was a good pickup as well.
Yeah, I heard he's fast. I heard he's fast as fuck.
And that's exactly what we need in that room, wide receiver room. We need some speed. You know what I mean? But obviously we got a lot of talent at the wide receiver room, but speed would definitely complement our wide receiver room, because at the end of the day we got all these route runners, these guys that can get open if we get.
We picked up Trey Turner.
Yep, we picked up Trey Turner, wide receiver.
When?
Undrafted free agent today.
Yeah, they got him only running 4.5.
4.5.
Okay, so like I said, I don't know too much.
Too.
Say it again.
6'1", 184, 4.5. My man kind of slow.
That's not that fast. That's
4.5. Oh, come on, Brave Raider. Who said speed? I think that was you, Gabe.
Yeah, that was Gabe. That's bad knowledge, Gabe. That's bad. Now you need to slap yourself. He's fast up, bro. He's running a 4.5.
I'm thinking fucking Trey Turner from the Dodgers and shit. Now that motherfucker's bad.
He's smoking that good shit. That's what it is.
Yes, it is. Yes, sir. You know.
Let's see here.
I still got so many fucking joints left from fucking shit.
GA Patriot says Ziegler said all interior linemen will cross train at left guard, right guard, center in this offense. And that's one of the things this regime values in their O linemen is versatility. You know what I mean? A lot of the pickups that they've gotten at O linemen, they can play multiple positions. Even the guys that they signed back, like guys like Brandon Parker could play left tackle and right tackle. A guy like Illuminor could play guard and tackle. And obviously some of the guys that they drafted, they played guard and tackle.
Yeah.
So
we'll see. The beauty of this is moving forward is that we got a new coaching staff. They don't know what they have. They think they know what they have in terms of some of the holdovers that they have from the Raiders, and they think they know what they have in terms of some of the guys that they picked up and how they should envision it fitting. But until it actually does, you never know. What they're going to do is they're going to have an open competition. Now, the only line spot that I think is locked down is Colton Miller's. I mean, and they said it as well, that they're not looking to move him, replace him, or do anything with him. So the rest of it is what's available. I don't think you're going to move Andre James either because of the improvement that he made during the course of the season. I could see that they could have that depending on what Derek wants, because there was a lot of confusion with the snaps last season. And that tacked on some to Derek's fumble total, and it wasn't necessarily his fault that happened, or it wasn't his fault that happened, but he got stuck with it.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up too, because we were talking about that early on and I was trying to start that conversation up because I thought it was interesting they drafted a guy in Dylan Parham, and the fact that like a lot of people, guys like even All Pro center from the Eagles, Kelsey, talks about Dylan Parham. He mentions that how this guy is a center. He played tackle in college, but he's gonna play center. He didn't say it without a doubt, but he just projected. He kind of was pretty confident in saying that this guy's gonna be a center.
So I hear that, and everybody's got their opinion. I'm not going to shit all over what he said. I just merely ask you guys to go back and pull up YouTube and look at Dylan Parham versus Neil Farrell, and you tell me what you think about Dylan Parham as a center.
And that's and the crazy thing is too, and I'm glad you brought that up, is the fact that one of the things about Dylan Parham is that he needs to put on a little bit more weight. He needs to fill out his frame, and that was something that was a weakness early on for Andre James. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, what is it about Andre James that they feel like, unless they're projecting him to be a guard, maybe in this offense, who knows? But I just thought it was interesting that was one of his things that he needs to work on. And like, well, we got a player that's already been worked on. He's signed to a really good contract, and they feel like they need to add like a backup center, another center, unless they're gonna move him. You know what I'm saying?
Dylan Parham's 3'11". Even if he was to be a guard, that's good enough. That's fine for him where he would be at.
3'11". That's pretty big.
3'11", man. That's
pretty big, bro.
That's a wide motherfucker. He's
yeah. I'm like, damn, player, how much bigger do you want him to be?
I mean, if you're saying 3'11" small, it's like damn.
You say 330, 340, I got to switch him to the other side of the ball or make him a tackle.
Shit,
yeah. All good problem.
Yeah, I tell you,
at 3'11", okay, say he on the lower side of like that 300 side, but still, 3'11" just means that you're more, yeah, exactly like Jeff Garrett said right there, more versatile, there's more versatility, man. Like I'm pretty sure he's more agile than the other guys, man, being at a lower weight,
Shit. Gabe, problem saying you stole his camera.
I told him where do I send it? He has to send me the address.
Y'all like in the same area, right?
Yeah. I don't know
where
we're
at. My street. Go ahead, send it.
Send it up.
Hey, Richard, I can't even say it, man. I don't. This is like an inside joke between them. I don't know where it started, but yeah, I'm late to the party, so I don't know the joke, but I know they keep saying it a lot. Like,
yeah.
So Mike
Mayock said something about. That Mike Mayock, that fucking what he says. Oh, he's a big body, thick frame.
Oily.
Fucking shit, dog. It's fucking. That's not.
But yeah, man, that's like
Jeff, your larger guards are about 330, and those who are strictly power guys, you don't want them running side to side. They're your run maulers, basically. So usually what you want for a guard is probably 295 to about 310, 305 is a lighter guard. The ideal weight is probably about 315 to 325.
And he could easily get there.
Yeah, easily get there. Yeah, put on about 10 pounds and
but you get all those NFL fucking nutritionists and those, the strength and conditioning guys, they could easily get up to 325, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's a totally different game when you're going from Memphis to, like top of the line facilities in Vegas and shit like that. You know what I mean? It's not. It's not.
It's like working out at the gym and going to prison. When you come out of prison, you know what I'm saying? Have a way better body than when you went to the gym.
You fucking right there. It's just like you gotta. It's program, motherfucker, program.
Were you guys surprised? Because we pretty much wrapped up every pick. We talked about every pick, but were you guys surprised that we didn't go after anybody in the secondary? I know we got someone drafted for free agents. I know Dirty mentioned the safety out of USC. But were you guys surprised that we didn't get anybody in the draft, like a corner? Because as much as they were looking at corner during the top 30 visits,
like I was saying earlier, I thought it was more of an indication of that they might have something in mind already for June. You know what I mean? Bringing in a veteran or trading for maybe somebody like Bradbury or something like that. And I think it's more of an indication of that, or they might even have a deal on the table where, you know, they can't stay until June. So it's like I just think that pretty much that's why they didn't go for a DB, and I think they're comfortable with what they have and what they can add.
So you ask about a DB. So with that particular question, I'll flip it to you like this and say, who's your starters? Rocky Asin's going to start. Nate Hobbs is going to start. Trayvon Mullen is in line to start. Anthony Everett has started before. So right there, you got 5 starters.
Yeah. So you can need a safety.
So you got then you got Amik Robertson, and then you got a couple of other guys that they just signed. Those guys are more likely than you're only keeping 6. So you got 5 guys. You got 5 guys who can start right off the bat. You just don't have the room to draft them. It's not necessary.
right?
Rocky Sin was the best man corner in the league. The statistics show that. Nate Hobbs was the goddamn maniac in the slot. And whether they decide to kick him out wide, which I hope they don't, I hope they leave him in the slot. But between Rocky Sin, Nate Hobbs, you only got one potential spot left. And you got a guy who started in Anthony Everett. You got a guy that was drafted to be that guy in Trayvon Mullen, in a defense that fits his talents better.
So since you're talking about the cornerback depth, we got Rocky Sin, Trayvon Mullen, like you mentioned, Anthony Everett, Nate Hobbs, Darius Phillips. If you guys remember, Trayvon LeBlanc.
Trayvon LeBlanc. Oh shit, we picked him up.
That was the first Dave Z signing, Amik Robinson, and then these are the undrafted free agents. And shout out to Raiders Scout. He posted this.
That? Okay.
Yeah, posted it. So Sam Webb and Bryce Cosby were the undrafted free agent pickups.
I think we could use more help at the safety position, because I think those 2 guys at the top are cool. Jonathan Abram, I still have questions. I mean, he's cool on first and second down, maybe, but his liability and coverage. Tyler Gillespie, we haven't seen much. Roderick Teamer, he's a depth piece. Dallin Levitt, the same. But if you could get somebody like a Honey Badger, bro, that safety room looks way fucking like damn. You know what I mean?
But last I heard about the Honey Badger, I heard the Saints are going after aggressively. So I think that's probably going to be. That's a long shot at this point, honestly. But
you don't need the Honey Badger for what he's going to cost to come in here. You really don't need him. It's not the way that this front office does business. They don't go out and pay top dollar to guys. They just don't do that. Or excuse me, when they do it, they only do it for their guy. And Devonte Adams has the pedigree to show that he deserves that money.
Exception.
Yeah. No, not an exception. They have, because what Ziegler has always said is that he has a value for a player. Said he won't exceed it, but he will pay it if that's up to that value.
Right. But he has his own style. I'll give it to him. He has his own style. He's different from Bill Belichick, and that obviously he came out of that Patriots regime. But I feel like he's a little bit different. He has his own style. Like like you just said, he'll be aggressive when he needs to be, but at the same time, like he's not gonna overspend on like certain players.
No.
Because there are certain times where I'm like I'm trying to predict his moves based off like the Patriots and their regime, but like he's kind of surprised me in how aggressive he was. And some of that you could even look into like last year when he took a bigger role with that front office with the Patriots.
I think because he was held by strings over there too, man. Because he was just Kraft and he had a fucking the main honcho in the building, calling some shots as well. You know what I mean? Like that's why Ziegler, he finally took the cuffs off. You know what I mean? It's just that's why over here he finally showed like this is what I can do myself. You know what I mean? Like this is what I can get in the building myself. A fucking Devonte Adams, a Chandler Jones. You know what I mean? I think this is him with the cuffs off.
So there's that absolutely with all of what Gabe said, but there's one key thing that we are all missing and have not addressed. Champ.
Yeah.
He's not Dave isn't acting alone, and if I recall correctly, Dave was handling the pro stuff. Ziegler was handling it, not Dave Ziegler, but Champ was handling the draft stuff. And so if you're trying to predict what Ziegler was going to do and Champ is the one doing it, you were never, ever going to make that connection.
Right.
And so it's next to, like I said, having done this, it's next to impossible to predict what a first-year coaching staff is going to do. You have to let them do it so that you can see their processes, how they evaluate their roster, how they go about shoring up that roster in the areas that you think, because we think there are a lot of things that are weaknesses, and they think that these areas are strengths. Now we're talking about what could and can't be done, or who's going back to what. They've been very clear in their assessment that Brandon Parker is a starting right tackle in this league. Not only have they been clear in that assessment, they haven't brought anybody in here to take the job from him.
True.
That's the biggest. That's the biggest thing.
He's the one guy he's the one guy that they have like actually talked about this offseason, who they showed that they have confidence in him by bringing him back, by re-signing him. And I just think man. I was talking about Champ Kelly too. I was talking about Champ Kelly a couple weeks ago too. I was like, we've been talking about Ziegler this, Ziegler that, and been giving Ziegler like pat on the back and all this shit, but nobody said a word about Champ. But Champ, watch next season when we're like AFC champions, going to the Super Bowl, fucking and Champ Kelly's getting interviews for GM spots elsewhere. Man,
100% facts. I agree with you, Phil, about the fact that it's hard to predict what a first-year GM and coach, what they're going to do. You don't know exactly what they're going to do. All you could do is maybe predict based off where they came from. But when they have that much power and that much ability to make decisions on their own, it's kind of hard, which is 100% true. And that's why we've kind of been off. Like, for example, like I didn't think Devonte Adams was going to come to the Raiders. I didn't think that was going to happen. I just didn't think it was going to happen, but it did. It did, and it and I'm glad it did. I'm glad they made that move.
That was old-fashioned fleasing, and we ain't never seen anything like that out this way.
Man, I've never seen anything like that. I've never seen not just that move, but like that. Yeah, it's not even just that move, but just generally speaking, like if you look at all the moves they've made, the contract-wise, we've been winning on every contract. Everything we've been doing, we've won.
Like Carr's on a 1-year deal, man. Carr's on a 1-year fucking deal.
Players get paid and players can get cut. And that's the beautiful thing about it, is that nobody's getting huge amounts of guarantees until they reach a certain point in the year. So if we want to keep you, get this money. If we don't want to keep you, kick rocks, fool. Yeah, you're not gonna sit here and the one thing that I love so much is that there ain't nobody bitching and moaning about money over here now. As you want to start crying, your ass will be on the first bus out of town. They ain't playing that shit no more.
Yeah, also big props to Carr, man, because he's betting on himself. He's betting on himself because he agreed to that deal. You know what I mean? Yeah, he got the no trade contract, but it's no trade clause, but it's literally a 1-year deal, and he's betting on himself that he said, "I'm gonna be great in this offense." And they're not gonna cut me in that 3-day window. You know what I mean? That they have or whatever after the season. They're not gonna do it because he's gonna ball. He's betting on himself, and I like that.
Even if they did cut him, it would only be doing him a favor because he'd be able to take his talents out as a free agent.
Yep.
But you know,
But
he said
I gotta go
said
get my son, fellas. I will holler at you guys later. I'll move my show back to 11 o'clock. So
I'll be there. I will
yeah,
be
I'm not
there.
gonna make that one dirty. I have to
All
holler
right.
at you next.
Yeah, I know, brother. I know. I figured you got. I know you got to be at the office in the morning.
Yeah.
But appreciate y'all.
I'm
And
on
if y'all
Vegas.
haven't already, make sure to go ahead and hit up Dirty and subscribe to his channel as well, and show up to his live at 11 o'clock. Make sure.
Yeah.
All right, Dirty.
Sure.
All right, brothers.
All right.
All right.
Peace out, man. Stay up, man. I'll be there.
But yeah, man. Hey, it was. Hey, man. It's one of those. This is one of those deals where, like, at this point, we're kind of ready to see this team.
Yes, sir.
Like we've seen all these moves. We've been hyped by every move they've made, the draft picks, from the signings to the draft picks, and technically the offseason ain't done yet. They're still gonna make a couple of tweaks here and there. But yeah, man. The draft was a success. Just I mean, I still got to look into a few players. I know some people are mentioning Justin Ross. I mean, just said that on Twitter. Did we pick up Justin Ross? No, we didn't.
No,
We didn't
nobody
pick up-
did.
No one did.
Listen. Everybody's asking what about Justin Ross because they think about the skill level, and he is an incredibly skilled receiver. Absolutely. The problem is he's blown out his knee, he's blown out his hip, he's blown out his shoulder. He had a neck injury, and then to top it off, he's got a degenerative bone disease as well. I believe it's something to that effect. Let me walk that back and not speak on that. But there is some type of medical issue that is not curable from what I last heard.
Damn. That's not good. We don't need that. Like, we don't need that. That's too much of a risk. You know what I mean?
Degenerative knee. What? Yeah. Anytime you hear the word degenerative, like it's not good.
Yeah, like I said, I need to go back and walk that back just a little bit because I don't want to make any exact pronouncements, but because I'm not a doctor. But yeah, it's not good. It's not good at all. He's gonna be done.
Like, what do you mean done? Like his career is over? Wow. That's crazy. At one point, one of the best receivers in college football, and injuries. You're saying injuries have stole that away from him?
It's a possibility he may convince somebody to take that chance on him, but he's doing that at extreme risk to himself.
Yeah,
White Tyson. We're talking about Justin Ross.
That's like
Now, I read somewhere that he could have 3 of his vertebrae fused together, but even still, you're talking about a 22-year-old kid fusing vertebrae together.
Man, that's I got that same shit right there. The spinal stenosis.
Damn. One hit just so I can be paralyzed. That's crazy.
Spinal stenosis is just basically the bottom of your vertebrae.
Where you crunch in that neck. It could just be a regular old hit, and it'd be a wrap for him.
Well, that spinal stenosis, it depends on where it's at, but it's like I got it from the L1 to L5. So it's basically it's by the years, it's just degenerative. It's just more getting narrower and narrower right there. So and it's like it's just everything's deteriorating right there. It's gonna take a long time, but I mean, it's just that they're telling you that's what you got. You know what I mean? And it's just back problems ain't gonna get any better. That's basically what they're telling you.
What you get to look forward to, buddy.
Yeah.
So if he finishes, I hope so too. Damn, if it's like that, damn, that's crazy. I didn't know it was that bad. I didn't know it was. I thought maybe.
I didn't either. I had to go back and look into it myself because I was just like, why not? Why didn't he get drafted? Because I do remember him being a top-notch wide receiver.
Yeah.
Like, whoa.
With Lawrence at quarterback, he was like killing it with him. Like that was his like number 1 receiver at one point, and then.
That's crazy because he's that young. I'm near 40, and I got that like barely diagnosed with that shit, and he's fucking what 21, 22. That's fucking young, dog.
Yeah, that's crazy. But football is a very, very physical sport. And like someone in the chat said, it takes one hit and boom.
That's it. Boom, boom.
That's it.
Like fucking.
That's it.
Unfortunately, like fucking like Ryan Shazier, he didn't even have a fucking thing. Can you imagine having that as well? Like taking a hit like that, it's just over.
Yeah.
Congenital spine condition that was discovered during a practice. He got medical clearance to play, but didn't reach previous levels.
Damn. That's crazy, lunatic. White Tyson, I agree with you. Chiefs are poverty. But yeah, man, I didn't even expect to go this long. I literally said I'm gonna do an hour. Obviously, when Phil came through, I was like, "Oh shit, Phil came through. We gotta talk some shit with Phil." I mean, this guy, cameraman of the year, director of the year, commentator of the year. Y'all, if y'all haven't seen, man,
like that.
He should have hit the United Way music.
Man, the crazy thing is that the reason why I'm hyping it up, it's not really hype. It's just like you're not gonna see that too much. Like to catch that live, like that was just by chance. The fact that he caught on camera our conversation of like me telling him like, "Hey, I gotta make a play."
That's some cool shit, dog. That's like some shit you see like in a fucking, like just some shit like that they make like like in the YouTube shit like or like the TikTok shit like, hey, let's some fucking shit, but you got it. That shit was actually done, dog. Like
that was not rehearsed. That was just
exactly not some rehearsed shit. That's what I'm trying to say.
Bro, that's how I roll. I'm a man of action, man of the people. You know what I'm saying? I know I do this shit for real. I do this shit for real.
It wasn't hard when you got a power forward catching the fucking ball.
Best draft in the West. You know what? I gotta look because I like to study my my enemies, but I'm probably gonna take some time to look at like who the Denver Broncos drafted, who KC drafted.
Yeah,
but
they got better.
They got better. I'm sure they had a lot of picks. They better get better. They had all them picks.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, who was their defensive end that they picked up that was hella good?
Shit, I don't know, but I know they picked up Leo Chanel from fucking Wisconsin, the fucking linebacker, in like the third round, and fucking that was a good pick. That was a good pickup. I remember seeing that one. And they got that defensive end that you're talking about. I can't remember his name either. Karlaftis? Oh, Karlaftis. Yeah, I think it was. FAKC was saying, they did get better on defense. That's for sure.
Okay, they got him in a late. They got him in a late first round.
Chanel.
Okay.
George Karlaftis. Yeah.
I mean, we'll see what Karlaftis does in the pros. Trent McDuffie, I'm not necessarily worried about. He could be good. Washington corners usually are. But
I like the
I should have said that. I'm going to Disneyland. That's funny. Damn. He said Purdue. Oh yeah. He's out of Purdue. Yep. Oh yeah, I like this guy, Casey. Yeah, one of the best deep threats in the draft. Sky Moore and then another guy that I was hoping the Raiders would get was Tolbert. He went like a few picks before our pick. I think we traded down after that. We might have traded down or stayed put, but Tolbert, I forgot who he went to. But that was a guy that I wanted the Raiders to possibly pick up. But at the end of the day, like, hey, we got better in the trenches. I ain't mad at that. Oh, they got McDuffie, cornerback. Oh, okay. They got some players. Okay, McDuffie. I like this guy more. And Leo Chanel.
All I'll say about that is this. McDuffie is really going to be able to cover only one or two guys. It's either going to be Hunter or it's going to be Devonte because everybody else is 6'4", 6'3", or bigger. He's 5'10". That's a matchup that I'll take all day long.
And isn't he more of a zone corner? And he's going into a scheme where they like to run a lot of man.
He can do both.
He could do both.
Like I said, at Washington, they breed good corners. They usually coach defensive backs pretty well at Washington.
Doesn't he have like short arms? I think one of the things on him, like he has like really short arms compared to all the other cornerbacks.
He's just he's all around smaller. I mean,
Right.
he's closer to 5'10" than 5'11", I believe, and he's 180 pounds, 184 pounds.
I'm taking him over. I'm taking Adams over him any day. If that's going to be the number one corner for the KC Chiefs, I'm taking him all day, every day. Shit, I'm taking Renfro over him too as well in that matchup. If he's going 1-on-1 rookie,
Mac Hollins, Brian Edwards. You give me. I'm putting a big body on that man.
Big Dick
man,
Frank.
Big body. I'm gonna make it.
But hey, you know what's funny? You mentioned Edwards, man. Like, do you feel like he's gonna step up in this offense?
I think so, bro. Because he's gonna be facing fourth and fifth fucking defensive defensive backs. You know what I mean? It's like he has to.
He's got to, or he's gonna go. But he's gonna be used properly.
And I think he does. Yeah. He has the ability to do it, man. And exactly used properly. That's where I think it's gonna be where he's gonna get the confidence. Because last year he just never got that confidence, dog. Like he wasn't used properly. He never got that confidence. It was just, and like he was just like in La La Land out there and shit. You know what I mean? I think this year he's gonna be, more motivated because he's gonna be used more properly. He's gonna be facing lesser competition because he's gonna be facing guys that are like, not like last year where he was basically
twos or ones and twos.
Yeah. Now he's gonna he can't face that now. It's just
And JT saying he gets torched by quick shifty receivers. Oh man, thank you God. We got like I said, we got some route runners. We got some route runners, and
we got route running.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's a big part of Zeke McDaniel's offense is option routes and being able to run the proper route, get to where you're supposed to be.
Facts.
Because one of the things for all of the comments that you've heard about McDaniel's coaching, what you hear from his players is that there's never been a team where they were more prepared to play than with him, where he literally can break it down and tell them where the point in the game is going to change. I was listening to the story that Brandon Marshall was telling, where they were like all the way to the check and how he missed the check and literally blew the game, just like McDaniel said it would go.
That was a crazy story that he told. He said, at this very moment, when you see this very look, you're going to do this exact route. And he said, and then Brandon Marshall said everything happened. And I forgot what happened. I think he messed up.
I missed the check. Yeah, I missed the check.
And like McDaniels the next day he's just like, are you a fucking idiot? Like, but everything worked out. He said, it's crazy. Brandon Marshall got traded by McDaniels, and it ended badly in Denver. But it was crazy for him to like sit there and talk about McDaniels and say, and pretty much he didn't really have any bad things to say about him.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that says a lot.
Except they was cheating.
They were joking about that. But then even when they were joking about that, he was just like, man, this guy, like when it came to his coaching ability, like as far as being prepared, like the X's and O's and being prepared, it was just like, damn, like JT. All right, JT's over here trying to wager with me. Okay, let's see. Farrell, let's make a bet. Edwards has 45 to 50 receptions, 10-15 more than last year, 650 if not more than 5 touchdowns. What you trying to bet?
First and foremost, what side of the bet are you taking?
Farrell, so you don't think you can get that?
You don't think you can get that?
I think that most of the production is going to be going to Adams, to Waller, Renfro, and everybody else is going to get like, the running backs, the other receivers are all going to get like the leftovers.
Okay.
So you're saying the number 4 receiver is gonna give basic number. I should say number 4 receiver, number 4 option, because that I literally mentioned 3 options over Edwards that we can all agree and nod our head and be like, yeah, no matter what order you think that those receivers that I mentioned, Edwards is gonna be the 4th on that list at best.
Yeah, he said better hat. Okay, that's a good bet.
Better
I
hat.
like it. I like that. I like that for the reasons that Gabe gave. It's that you got to think he's going to have every opportunity to succeed. That's your mismatch. If you take everything the defense can throw at those other 3 guys, and let's say they got 4 or 5 defenders to play with to try to guard those 3 guys, they'll figure out a way to interweave and take out most of the route combination options that you can run, but it's still going to leave Brian Edwards alone with possibly their worst corner.
Right. No, I get it. I get the logic about it. I get the logic. It's just Edwards. It's just I have to see it to believe it. And you know what? Just for the fun of it,
you can do it.
I'm gonna do it. We're gonna do it. And I just took a screenshot of this, JT.
That's a good bet. That's a good bet. I think that's a good
screenshot.
We're forgetting about Robinson too. We are forgetting about Robinson.
Yeah, we are forgetting about Marcus Robinson.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. That's a lot of look. When I showed y'all the depth chart, there's 10 receivers in that depth chart. Not all of them are going to make the team, but that's a lot of players that you know what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, competition brings the best out of people. So I'm Edwards has talent. Edwards has talent. It's just that he has to show me on a consistent basis that he can be that guy. And I got to see it, man. You see, you already seen it. When did you see it? He made a 1 catch, and you just. I think Edwards gets less targets than Foster.
What was his numbers last year? What was his total numbers last year? Edwards.
Not better than his rookie year, but that wasn't saying much.
Yeah, he played early on. He kind of started off solid. He had a solid start to the season, and then almost like after maybe the Ruggs situation, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Hey, Jeff, I took the words out of my mouth, man. Like, have to think that Edwards losing his brother in Ruggs last season was devastating, affecting him mentally, emotionally. You know what? That's a good point. That's what I was leading to. But are you pulling up his numbers, Phil?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Hey, man. Bet it. Gabe, Phil here. Yep. I said it right in front of him. I took a screenshot.
Okay.
For what it would be funny if you ain't gonna be showing up to my lives no more, huh?
59 targets, 34 receptions, 571 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Okay.
So that was 45 to 50 receptions. That would be rough. That's about 10 to 15, 11 to 15 more targets.
Y'all gotta remember, Waller was hurt last year.
Yeah. But we still ain't taking any injuries in account for this year too. So anybody can get hurt, but yeah.
Hey, you know what? I hope I'm wrong. I'm gonna get you a nice hat too. You know what I mean? A nice Raider hat. I hope I'm wrong, because if Edwards having a great season, that means the Raiders are having a great season.
Awesome. Oh yeah, it's a Raider hat, right? Or it's just a hat.
It better be a Raider hat. Why wouldn't it be?
Be a Raider hat, right?
If you ask for a 49er hat, man, we ain't gonna be cool no more.
Ever. All right, fellas, I got a jam. I got to go do this, get ready for bed and do this work thing tomorrow.
Yeah, it's all good, man. I appreciate you pulling up, Phil, man. If y'all haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to Phil Robinson, my mods. If y'all in here, make sure to put their links in here. Let's see here. Let me see if I can get your link in here. 1 second. But yeah, man, Phil, man, I appreciate you pulling up, man. Like I said, cameraman of the year, director of the year, commentator of the year, man. I appreciate that, bro. Like that shit was dope, man. I'm not gonna lie,
yes,
that was dope, man. But any last thoughts? Any last thoughts? Anything that you want to give to people? Let them know when you're gonna go live. When's the next show? Where they can find you?
We'll be going live. We'll be going live tomorrow. We'll be doing a full-fledged draft breakdown of our own. We'll be breaking down some of these UDFAs as well. Me, Phil, and Tony. So That's what we'll be rocking tomorrow. I think probably around 7 probably is when we'll probably end up doing it.
Okay. All right. Well, y'all heard it here first, man. I'm gonna tune in. I know I'm gonna be there. So make sure y'all show up and show some support. Raider Nation knows how to show some support. So,
yes, sir.
But yeah, man. Appreciate you pulling up, bro.
Yep.
All right, man. It's around that time, and this is like the longest live I've done, bro. This is the longest.
Cool, man. There was a recap. It was a recap of the fucking draft. That was cool, man.
And it's because I haven't done a live in a minute, so I'm kind of like, damn. I feel kind of like, you know how like when you miss a workout,
yeah.
You kind of feel kind of ugly. You're like, damn, like I missed. Fuck. It just feels. You just feel ugly, like you did something wrong, like you messed up.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But I'm gonna try to finish out this chat, but then I'm gonna also get out of here as well, man. Like this, like I said, it's the longest live I've ever done. FAKC says I don't think Raiders online is strong, so teams gonna pin their ears back. Man, we got receivers that are gonna get open at will. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Edwards is better than all of them. I get you. Okay.
We got an all-pro. We got an all-pro left tackle. We just drafted a what they say is going to be a good guard. I think our offensive line we ain't got no worries on offensive line, and we got the best offensive line coach in the league. I got no worries at offensive line. I think that's going to be a strong point this year.
Yeah, 100% facts. But yeah, on that note, I'm gonna close it out. I know Dirty's gonna go live around 11. This is longer than I like I said I've gone. Like usually I go an hour and a half, try to get it in and get it out. I know you be doing the marathon lives. You do, hey man. I try to get there today. I tried two hours and 30 minutes, bro. And I appreciate everybody. I appreciate everybody that's here. That's showing some support. If y'all haven't already, make sure to hit the tunes, like and subscribe, and then go ahead and check out Gabe's channel as well and subscribe to his channel. And we got some footage. Hey, we got some content coming soon. Me and Gabe. We when we linked up in Vegas, we kind of did a little behind the scenes thing. I don't want to say too much, but it's definitely entertaining. To be on the lookout for that. It's gonna be some good Raider content, football content for sure. No doubt. Entertaining,
funny, entertaining. Yeah, it's cool.
100%. But Gabe, man, what do you want to? What's your final thoughts, man? Tell the people where where they can find you, social media, all that good stuff.
For sure, man. My final thoughts just I think overall success of a weekend, man. Great draft. It was a great meeting with all the content creators and fans and shit like that. And damn, man, just hopefully we could do everything again, man. And and everybody could catch me at Raider Gabe, on YouTube, just like that, spelled like that, one word, Raider Gabe. And then on Instagram, you could catch me at Raider Gabe 54. And yeah, man, that's it, man. Just stay up, and it's cool, man. Thanks for having me on, bro, for sure.
Yeah, no doubt, man. We gonna be doing this a lot. But on that note, man, peace out, Raider Nation. I'm about to call it a night, man. Actually, you know what? I might pull up at Dirty's live. I might show some support because I went over. I gotta make sure I show some support for Dirty. But on that note, peace out, Raider Nation. Peace.
30, 35, 40, midfield, McFadden breaks a tackle, he's gone! 10, 5, touchdown! Raiders!
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players, you have a great organization, and you tell them one thing. Just win, baby.
Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.